Hello there, and welcome to all of you out there looking to learn a little bit more about Hero Conf and what it's all about. I'm Carrie Albright. I'm a senior account manager here at Hannafin Marketing, the company that hosts Hero Conf, and we're lucky enough to have Scott Finholm from Microsoft with us today. He's going to tell us a little bit about who he is and why you should absolutely come and see him speak at Hero Conf in Portland this coming spring. So, Scott, welcome. Thanks so much for coming in and having this conversation with us today.
Of course. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit about you and kind of who you are and what brings you to the conference and what is on your plate this year.
Sure. My role is Senior Manager of Bing Ads Mobile. So what that means is my team and I work with large advertisers to help them understand how to best take advantage of the Bing Ads mobile advertising network. So particularly as it relates to mobile advertising. So a lot of these advertisers are doing a great job in their desktop campaigns, but maybe they've let the mobile side of their campaigns lapse a little bit, or they're not spending the time and energy they need to spend on optimizing against mobile. So we come in with interesting insights for these customers to show them opportunities they may be missing to take advantage of mobile inventory on the Yahoo Bing network across all of the inventory that Bing Ads services. What we think is important for people to understand is, people think Bing Ads and mobile, that therefore it's just Windows phones or what have you, but as I'm sure you've heard, as Microsoft talks about being a mobile-first, cloud-first company, some of the things we've been doing in some of the apps that we've been launching on Android and iOS, Bing has a pretty large market share on those platforms. It's really interesting to know that we're not just about Windows or Windows Phone, but that the Yahoo Bing network extends extensively onto multiple mobile operating systems. So telling that story, getting customers comfortable with understanding what they could be doing better to take advantage of the Bing Ads marketplace as it relates to mobile ads, and helping them grow their traffic and improve their click-through rates and improve their ROI on their mobile advertising campaigns.
Awesome, awesome. So it sounds like you've got a really good idea of the kinds of questions that people are asking when they're trying to get into Yahoo and Bing mobile ads and figuring out what's going to improve their performance and really help them get a lot out of it. Well, let me ask you this then. So I know that you focus in, you'll be talking a lot about mobile advertising. So is 2016 officially the year of mobile? Is it the year of mobile like 2, the year of mobile revisited?
Yeah, we've been talking about this forever, right? I remember 10 years ago when I was working for a startup, we were talking about how our Motorola Star Pack was going to alert us when we walked past a pizza parlor that they were having a special on pizzas, and we've been having that conversation every year since. I think this year, 2015, is when I believe we're projected on Bing Ads at least to have our queries coming from mobile devices finally surpass our desktop queries. So I think it literally is finally, statistically, the year of mobile. And I think everybody knows that inherently. I think there's an interesting disconnect I've found where even very intelligent search marketers who are big mobile users themselves still sometimes step back from mobile a little bit and think maybe, oh, the ROI is not there, or I can't track the conversions, or I don't understand what to do with it. And one of the things we're trying to do is by enabling customers to track cross-device attribution through some of the tools we're releasing soon, to let them really understand about searches that may start on a mobile device but conclude on a tablet or on a desktop. Maybe I'm looking for a piece of lawn furniture, and I'm not going to buy that on my phone because I'm still not yet comfortable to make a large purchase. But then I go home to my my tablet while I'm watching TV, and then I make the transaction there. I think that's the kind of pipeline attribution, right? As people start on one device and end on another, that customers have to get comfortable with to finally say, okay, mobile is a valid distribution source that I need to think about a little bit differently and take attribution for a little bit differently, not as just a standalone network unto itself.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I completely agree. As somebody who is working in the agency setting and has various clients who have varying degrees of investment in mobile, I think attribution is absolutely that key term that you have to say, yes, we can see directly what's happening on our mobile ads and see that direct correlation, but we need to make sure we understand that there is a way bigger picture happening for a lot of shoppers out there and all of that. Well, great. Well, I appreciate you kind of giving us some insight. So tell me, when you think of people coming to your session and sitting in and hearing what you've got to share, what do you think are going to be the main things that they get to walk out with afterwards?
What I'm really excited about is this effort to focus on mobile for top advertisers is fairly new. We've really only started it for maybe the past 6 months to any significant degree, really in the last 3 or 4. But what we've been able to do is go into these top brands and say, let's talk about the keywords you should be advertising on. Let's talk about the bidding strategy you should be thinking about. And let's talk about things like extensions that you should be adding on that you may not have considered as it relates to mobile explicitly. So what we've got are some interesting case studies across the retail and travel verticals in particular that show the improvement that can be gained from ROI, optimization to improve ROI on mobile advertising. My goal is to tell a story related to 1 to 2 specific advertisers, talk about what they were able to do to improve their mobile campaigns, and have the individual attendees walk out with a handful of action items they can take back to their offices and say, okay, these are the things we need to do to be more effective on mobile. One of the things I'm really excited about the Hero Conference is the very laser focus on PPC. I've spoken at shows that were about small business advertising and local advertising and hyper-local advertising, what have you. But at the end of the day, it ends up still being diluted. Are we talking about display? Are we talking about PPC, what have you? The attendees, I assume, at Hero Conference are there to get learnings, to go back and justify the fact that they attended, to say, I have things that I can take and do that will improve the revenue, improve the attribution, improve the ROI analysis, what have you, right, of my company's campaigns or of the campaigns associated with the companies of my agency services. So I want to have a handful of things that the customers can walk out, the attendees can walk out and say, if I do X, Y, and Z, I know that my campaigns are going to be better. I will deliver value to my company when I get home.
Well, great. I think that sounds like exactly the kind of thing that people want to hear, is where they can make themselves a list and say, okay, I've got this set number of things that when I go back home, I'm going to be able to spend some time figuring out how to make this work for us. So that sounds perfect. So have you been to a Hero Conf in the past?
I haven't, no. I'm very excited to attend.
Oh, that's great. So it's going to be out in Portland, which is a fun town. It's been in Austin for the last couple years, which is obviously a great city as well. But it's our first time in the Pacific Northwest, which we're all pretty excited about. Are you familiar with Portland at all? Do you spend much time?
Very much. I'm based in Seattle. My wife's from Portland. I've done that drive up and down I-5 more times than I care to count. So that's an easy drive for me.
So I think what you should do is at the end of your session, not only do they have these great takeaways for their accounts, maybe you could just give out some maps, like Scott's personal recommendation for Portland, give them some ideas of where to go to get the best food. I mean, really, that's, to me, I think a big selling point.
I'm also thinking about growing a beard and making sure I get really well tatted up so I can really fit in the Portland deal.
We have a photo booth that will be happening, like a goofy photo booth, and I think we should 100% have that sort of lumberjack hipster thing where we have beards and flannels and fake tattoos.
A waxed mustache and tattoo sleeves and a vest. Really do the whole thing.
Totally, some sort of micro brew in their hand.
Right, exactly. That's what the look I'm going for.
I think that's great. I think that we definitely have a plan then. This is going to really take it to the next level, I think, for sure. Well, awesome. Well, Scott, it's been great talking to you. I don't know if you've got anything else that you want to add or anything that you want to throw in as far as the upcoming conference and what's going to be going on, but either way, we're looking forward to having you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, I know Bing's been a big sponsor of these shows in the past, and I was really flattered to be invited to participate, and I'm excited not only to speak about mobile, but for myself to learn. I always joke I run a little side small business clothing company, and so I'm also a client, right, of search engine marketing, and it helps me understand what the different engines are doing. So for me, it helps me tell a better story about advertising as a whole when I can talk about my own company, what I do on the side, not just about what we talk to the largest retailers, the largest travel sites, or the largest advertisers about, but how does an individual small business think about executing? So I'm excited from both sides.
Well, that's fantastic. It'll be great having you. I can't wait to hear the stuff you've got to share. So thanks for talking with me today. It was great, and can't wait to see you in April.
Thank you.
All right, take care.